You've gone to bed early. Suddenly you're awakened by the sound of breaking glass. You're in denial as you leave your bed and walk to the door, where an intruder awaits with a plan that will end in one man's death. Stop the Threat starts now. Welcome to Stop the Threat. My name is James Towle. On this week's episode, we take you to Iowa for a reenactment which we call Home Held Hostage. But let me introduce you to this week's guests. Wes Doss. Wes has studied adult education and human performance extensively and has 25 years experience in training, teaching, full contact martial arts. Wes is also the founder and president of Kyber Interactive Associates and holds a master's degree in criminal justice administration and a PhD in psychology, as well as being a regular guest here on Stop the Threat. Monica Rodriguez. Monica's had 13 years as a law enforcement officer. She has studied at Eckerd College in Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg College in St. Petersburg, Triton College in Illinois, where she made the President's Honor Roll. She has also received certifications for her training in Islamic terrorism, counterterrorism, as well as hostage negotiations with the Clearwater Police Department. Lieutenant Dan Marcou, he has written 4 books, and we're going to talk about one of them right now. Dan, tell me about the latest one, Destiny's Heroes.
The Destiny of Heroes it's my attempt at a great American novel. After I completed my other books, my readers wanted something else, so I created a character by the name of John Savage. I wanted to pay homage to the military. And the book starts in Iraq in 2003. He runs in an ambush. He runs into what turns out to be the most dangerous active terrorist in the world, but they both survive. Savage comes back to the United States and becomes a police officer, and they're destined to meet again because the terrorist is sent to the United States and sets his sight on a specific target that he's ordered to hit. And while he's there, he decides to take the opportunity to go after Savage, who has killed some of his friends. Well, the story progresses, and Savage...
Well, I don't want you to give away the whole book now, because I want folks to read it. We are talking about a novel. Okay,
right.
So this is, of the 4 books you've written, this is the first novel or the 4th novel?
This is the 4th novel.
Okay, so all of them that you have written.
This is my first great American
novel. But this is the great American, of course. I understand that.
I think it's a good read.
Okay, and the reason why you chose to do this was you were trying to write the great American novel. Right. I think we should all have a look at that book. We can find it on Amazon, correct? We can probably find it a number of places, including your website, right? And I'm kind of looking forward. I know you brought me one. I'm looking forward to reading it myself. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about Home Held Hostage. I'll give you a little intro to it right now. We are dealing with what we call a psychological mystery type. And this individual is one of those individuals you hope not to meet when we come back. Welcome back, viewers. We're going to show you Home Held Hostage. I think you'll find this interesting. It's a little different than what we have done in the past, and we have a good panel here to discuss it. So let's watch part 1.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
I thought I heard glass breaking.
Stay here.
Be very, very quiet. Don't make a move. Both of you, come here. Sit down. Sit down! Now, that we're not going to have any little uninvited guests to our little party, we're going to go over a few ground rules. Number one, I am going to take whatever I want. Number two, you two are going to sit there and be very, very quiet. Or I'm going to shoot you. You understand? Good.
Okay, this is a little different. I'm almost half expecting this guy to say, make me some eggs or something. You know, I mean, this is so casual. Are we talking about the 5 phases here? Does this guy working into that at all? Or what do we got here?
This is something very different. This is an individual. It's hard to tell at this point, but he has intent, and this is a home invasion is what it is, and they're real common nowadays. That's what it is. It's a criminal at this point who has a drop on him, has a gun pointed at him, has a finger on the trigger, seems calm and deliberative, and it doesn't bode well for these people with their age on resisting at this point.
Right. The window breaks. No one's called 911. They're just going, you know, Dad's going to get up and just go and investigate. He has the phone with him. I didn't see him use it, but he has the phone with him. And opens the door, and very casually, the bad guy's in control right from the get-go, eh?
Without a doubt, the circumstances are they're low-hanging fruit. It's a handicap. Obviously, there's the walker in the room, elderly couple. I would assume that this is probably something that he's been targeting or eyeballing. It's power, it's control, it's manipulation on his part. Right. It's more of the thrill of being in charge and being in control than anything else.
Right. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think it goes beyond the home invasion. This guy acts like he's enjoying it right from the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. And so far from what I've seen, they're doing all the right things. They're complying with his demands. At this point, you don't want to agitate him. You don't have control of the situation, and he obviously has control of the situation. And you want to, at some point, switch the tables so that he has a perception of control, but ends up losing the control. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. We don't know what the outcome is going to be yet.
Yeah, some of the backstory is, okay, it is Iowa, they're out in the country, he doesn't feel the bad guy does not feel the pressure of being discovered, or that law enforcement is going to arrive in the next few minutes, even if things went bad. I mean, he's just so casual about this. I think it goes back to what you said, that this is planned, it's deliberate. He's beginning to enjoy himself. Now, all that's very interesting, but to the homeowner, what do we say to the homeowner? If this should happen, I think your answer was go ahead and comply, because this is a little out of the ordinary here. I'm not sure that, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but folks at this age are going to be able to put up a lot of resistance. So complying may be the answer. Anybody want to take that?
I 100% agree. At this particular point, he's pointing the gun at them, but hasn't really made an overt movement to actually use the gun against them. So if they comply, he won't get agitated, and if you don't get him agitated, then you're going to be okay. Okay. So
me as the man there, I'm thinking he's got a gun and he's got a knife. He's very casual. He's very calm. He's very confident. I need to think of something, because I don't think I'm going to get out of this unless I come up with a plan. That's just my take here so far, is that complying is a good idea, but you better have a plan while this is all coming down. Okay? When we come back, I'm going to show you part 2. I think you're going to find this to be a very interesting reenactment, a little bit of a surprise. Welcome back, viewers. We've seen part one of Home Held Hostage. We have established that, yes, it is a home invasion, but it's a little different because he seems like he's enjoying it a little bit too much. What can you do as a homeowner? I'll tell you in a minute. Let's watch part two.
I thought I told you to sit down. Don't move. There. Now that's better. Now, where is your wallet? Where do you keep the rest of your money? Don't play with me! Where's the rest of the money?
We keep it safe in the closet.
Good. You, let's go. Stay here.
Oh.
You've got everything you need. Can you please leave now? You broke the phone, we can't call the police. Please just leave us alone.
Oh, you're getting tired of my company. Maybe we could end this all right now. And I can shoot you both.
No, please don't.
Then shut the hell up.
We're not gonna get out of this unless we do something. If I get a chance, I'm gonna go for the gun. You run the other direction and hide.
No secrets. Nice crap phone. I need to make a call. Unlock it for me. Thank you. Yeah. Jimmy, it's me. Yeah, look, I don't have time to go into it right now. Look, I need a ride. All I know is, hey, where'd he go? Where did he go? Hey, come back here.
Honey, I got it. Get the phone and call 911.
Okay, I don't know that I saw any mistakes. I think it was pretty much of a drama for a while, and pretty tough on some folks that age. Hey, pretty tough on anybody at any age. He's a pretty intimidating individual. He's come in, he's calm, he's confident. Go.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, I mean, he's using fear and intimidation as elements against this couple. They saw an opportunity and made a decision because it's a dire situation, and they acted on it. Obviously, he started to lose control because when he left the room, he kind of went into a panic. When she got up and ran, he went in a panic in the other direction, and they got the drop on him. I don't see a lot of mistakes. It was a very iffy set of circumstances, but
Right.
I don't see any mistakes that were made.
And pretty scary.
Without a
I mean,
doubt.
for the couple involved, I don't care how old they are, but for the couple involved to do that, knowing that, you're not dealing with somebody who you feel like you can get control of, and then there is a time when you're dealing with the bad guys when you think you can get control of them. In this particular case, I don't care who you are. I don't think you're ever going to feel confident that you're going to overtake him any other way than coming up with a plan right now and being able to move on that plan. I give the people a lot of credit. LT?
Oh, absolutely. They even used some good tactics with the distraction, lateral movement in the other direction, drawing him away while the husband comes out with a shotgun. and does what's absolutely justifiable. And I think there's a decision to act based on the fact that this criminal had everything he wanted and now was calling for help. Now, why does someone call for help? I mean, they put their lives in his hands for a period of time, and then he decided to take his own life and his wife's life into his hands, and it turned out it worked out for him.
Right. He had control. The bad guy had control from the moment the door was open.
Right.
And he had control all the way to the point where they decided that they weren't going to get out of this. And I think that's what the whisper was, that they knew if they didn't do something, the outcome was going to be the same. So let's do something. And they were able to go forward with a plan. You know, I might say I'd like to have some guns a little closer, but, you know, I guess you're going to put guns in the house wherever you think there's going to be the best location. What do you think?
I agree 100%. I don't think that the gun should be where the bad person is going to see it and then grab it from them. So they had it in a secure place. It was easily accessible, and the situation turned out exactly the way it should have. They did what they had to do to survive this incident, and he didn't. He lost control when he obviously didn't have a way to get whatever it is that he took out of the house and for him to leave, which is why he needed to make that phone call. And at that point, he started to lose control. And they also decided, you know what, we need to take action. And they did. I think they did everything right.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say this, that I don't think it makes any difference what your age is, but I'm kind of becoming a fan of those little around your neck alarms.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I will admit, at first I didn't really give them a lot of thought, but the more I look into this would have been perfect in this particular case had they been involved with, I don't care what age you are. I mean, if you're going to be, why not have one of those? I don't know how expensive they are, but I think it would have turned things around here, or certainly would have been helpful anyway. What do you think, LT?
Well, you push a button and someone's coming,
right.
But then who's coming?
Or when?
And when. And it was great that that he could have done that at any time. The other thing that I noticed about this man is he knew how to make his gun go bang. You know, that was a pump-action shotgun, and he clearly knew how to use it. And a gun is no good to you if you don't know how to make it go bang. And my hat's off to them. That was courageous what they did, and it was correct.
Right. So I'm not sure it could have gone any better, except I would have liked to have some of the weapons maybe a little closer. But Mom and Dad did act well. They knew what they were doing, and they went forward. And when we come back, we'll sum this up for you, and I have a question. Don't go away. Thank you for coming back, viewers. We've seen Home Held Hostage. We've seen our psychological thriller, as we refer to it here. I was a little surprised going back over this that there wasn't a gun in the bedroom, that he had to get up and leave and kind of wander, and maybe the only gun was the shotgun that we saw later, and it was in some other location in the house. And it's probably not anything that we would want to recommend, that we would want to have a gun a little closer to the bed, huh? Yeah, who's going to argue with that,
Yeah,
right?
without a doubt.
Yeah, right. But everything ended well, and we give them a lot of credit for being able to do what they did. Nobody can disagree with that. I don't know that it could have been any better.
No, I agree. It was great.
LT?
No weapon is good to you unless it's in your hand when you need it.
There you go, and I think that's well said. I do have a question. What do you do if you're holding a suspect at gunpoint and he decides, okay, I'm just going to leave? So I had to think about this for just a second. What he was trying to say was, okay, I got the drop on the bad guy. I've got him at gunpoint. Law enforcement's on the way. Now, what do I do if that guy just turns around and looks at me and says, hey, I'm leaving? What can he do?
I think it would depend on what he did before you get the drop on him, how dire the situation is, and in most cases, probably not a whole lot of anything if he gets up and leaves.
Yeah, I'm gonna go this far, and I'm gonna say, you know what? If the guy gets up and leaves, let him go.
Yeah, let him go.
What I'm afraid of is that you're gonna pull a trigger, And maybe that wasn't the right thing to do at the time. Maybe you just need to let the guy go, because you're going to have to explain this later, correct?
A good tactic is always distance and barriers. If you have distance and barriers from your adversary, that's a good thing. If he wants to create distance and give you barriers by going out of your house and leaving, that's an acceptable. Let the police come to the scene.
Right. Be a good witness.
Right.
Give them a good description.
I agree. I don't think that anybody would dispute that. If you shoot somebody on the back, that's usually not a good scenario. So let them go. And it does depend on what they did before you got the drop on them and whether or not they have any weapons. If they have a weapon, then obviously you're going to have to reconsider and kind of weigh the odds. But if he doesn't have any weapons, just let him go.
Yeah, I think the viewer was saying to me that he had the drop on him, and he's called 911, and this is a nervous time for a guy holding, I mean, you know, just a community fella, just a regular guy holding the bad guy, and I think that was the reason why he called. I got to go, though, LT. I will see you again next week. Be safe, be trained, be alert.